Hey guys, it's currently Tuesday and I'm in crisis management mode. So I've been debating whether or not to do a sale on my shop because I have US shipping turned off right now, and a way to boost sales from international and Canadians would be have a sale. And so I decided Friday morning, yep, I'm going forward with the sale. So I set all that up and it was good to go, or so I thought. There are multiple issues. So first of all, the sale price is not importing into ShipStation as the product value, which is a problem for customs forms because I don't want my international customers to be billed too much for their customs. So I have to manually change all the prices. And I know why it's doing that. It's because I have my settings set up in ShipStation for each product. All the product details are entered there. Because there's Shopify, which is where people buy my products. Then there's ShipStation, which is what I use to purchase the shipping labels and organize all the orders. And when the products get imported to ShipStation, it overrides the Shopify settings on the product. And so one way I could fix this would be just to re-upload my product spreadsheet with the declared value blank, and it would grab that value from Shopify. So that would be a way to fix it, which I might do for the remainder of the sale. The sale's only for another week, so I don't know how many more orders are going to come in. I can't do that system though once US shipping is back on, because I need the declared value to be the pre-tariff value, because I'm including the tariff fees in the American pricing. But for the customs form, I want the declared value to be the pre-tariff value. So anyway, that's kind of minor, but I do have to go into every single order and edit all the product values. Also, a bunch of the products are not importing into ShipStation properly, and they're being imported as a new product. And so all the customs information is blank. And so I have to go fill that in, and usually I have to fill it out once per product. Like if it's a Y baby Y notepad, I just update the details for that notepad, and everyone's order who has that notepad will get the updated values. But it's not letting me do that because it's like, no, we can't save your changes because this product shares a SKU with another product. And I'm like, well, yeah, it shares a SKU because it's the same product. You're importing it as a separate item for some reason, and you can't edit the SKU. It's grayed out and can't be changed. And so it's like, no, you can't edit this because it shares a SKU. It's supposed to import products based on SKU. So if something shares a SKU, it imports it as the same product, you know? It only identifies it as a unique separate product if the SKU is different. So I don't know why it's importing separately. So I have to change like the customs description, because instead of just saying hardcover sketchbook, it'll be like Halloween cats, embroidered sketchbook, blank cream. Like it'll just paste the product title in there instead of the generic description. So I have to edit that. And the customs value, of course. I have to add in the HS codes and then select country of origin for every single product in every single order. Okay, well, it's not affecting every single product, but I mean, like, I have to do it for the same product over and over, and it's taking forever. Luckily, not every product is affected by that. For some reason, only certain ones are, but it's still like half the items in people's orders. So yeah, I've just been going through the orders one by one, editing the customs information. So I just did that. I was doing that last night, like right up until I went to bed, and then I was doing it this morning, and I got through all the existing orders, so they're ready to be packed. I had a mail pickup yesterday, and I booked another one for today because usually it's Mondays and Thursdays only, but I want to get more packages out since I didn't get through that many yesterday. And then there's another issue. This one is somewhere on like the Canada Post Shopify side of things. So I made this sale, and then I got an email from someone being like, oh, only this more expensive shipping option is showing up. And I just thought, well, yeah, because if your order's over 2 kilograms, it has to go express post. There's no other option. But then I got another email saying the same thing. And then I was looking at vlog comments and people were saying the same thing. So for international, only express post was showing up. And so I went to my settings and just like toggled the shipping options off, then back on again. And that seemingly fixed it. But while I was packing orders yesterday, I realized that people were still being charged the incorrect amounts. They were able to do tracked packet instead of express post, but it was still higher than what I'm being charged. It's as if my carrier discount is not being applied, because I have a contract with Canada Post. I get discounted rates, and for US and international, I have the highest discount possible. And so the shipping rates should be slashed almost in half. but the higher full price amount is what's showing to customers at checkout. Yet when I go to buy the label, it's showing the proper lower value. And also on Shopify, it lets you test your carrier rates. So you can just punch in an address and see what it says. So I took someone's address from an order and I punch in the rates, and sure enough, it brought back the higher rate again. So why is Canada Post pushing these higher rates, but only at checkout, not when I go to buy the labels? It's so confusing all around. I emailed my Canada Post rep last night, and we'll see if they get any of that sorted, because I honestly don't think it's Shopify's fault. I think it's something with the Canada Post Shopify integration where Canada Post is pushing forth the wrong numbers. And that kind of makes sense because they've been messing with everything behind the scenes with this whole Zonos integration, with the whole tariff situation. Like, I feel like it's all related to that. So here's an example. I don't buy the labels in Shopify like this, but this perfectly illustrates it. So it says that Tracked Packet International is going to cost $9.61. But here's what the customer selected: Tracked Packet International for $16.84. So why was the customer charged that when that's the actual price? Now, I do have a workaround for this. Well, for now, I'm just refunding people. I got to calculate, like, convert the currency to their currency, figure out how much I have to refund them, send them the shipping refund, send them an email explaining why. That's the workaround for now. And I can fix it going forward by just adjusting the shipping rates, because luckily in Shopify, you can set adjustments either by dollar value or percentage. So I can say, yes, calculate the shipping rate, but then give it a 43% discount. And that would hopefully show at least close to the actual value, because for a few different orders, I calculated how big the discount should have been, and it's about 40 to 43%. Obviously depends on destination, but yeah, that's what I can do in the meantime. I haven't set it up yet because I'm just waiting to hear back from my Canada Post rep to see what he says, because I don't want him to go to my website and be like, oh, the rates look fine to me, and I'll be like, well, that's because I added the discount myself. So I'm like waiting to hear back from him, and then I can tweak it. At least I have a Band-Aid solution I can do in the meantime. I'll just have to make sure I check the rates every time I pack orders, because what if it fixes itself and then I'm giving an additional 40% discount on top of that? Then people would be underpaying for shipping and I would have to make up the difference. So I just got to keep an eye on it to remove the manual discount when the time comes. So that's my little rant. Long story short, the sale prices are not showing up when I buy labels. The customs information is not showing up for half the products in people's orders, and I have to enter it all manually, and the incorrect shipping prices are showing at checkout. Oh, and another reason it makes me mad is because a lot of people probably saw the higher shipping rate and they're like, oh, that's a lot. I'm going to add more stuff to my cart until I qualify for free shipping. And so that feels exploitative. Like the higher rate at checkout incentivized them to buy more stuff when they shouldn't have had that higher rate shown to them in the first place. Anyway. Yeah, so I was looking into that, dealing with that till bedtime last night, and then I just kept thinking about it. Anytime I woke up from a dream even a little bit, my brain was like, the shipping stuff, and I'm like, no, go back to sleep. But yeah, I've updated all the customs information for all the existing orders so I can get to packing some orders, which I am going to do right away, just because I didn't get too many out yesterday. Honestly, that's going to be my main focus for the day. So let's go pack some of those for the vlog. Okay, first of all, I have this box sitting here with no label. Wait, which order is this? No. It was whatever one I did last on live stream. Maybe I need to check that. I feel like I gotta open it up just to be sure. Shoot. I didn't get the label printed because I was realizing a lot of these errors live on stream, and I was like, crap, this isn't showing up right. Crap, that's wrong. And like, it ended up being kind of a disastrous live stream. And then it ended abruptly because supper was ready. So this one didn't get its label, and now I forget which order that was. Okay. We have 2 zips, some bags. Okay. Okay, it was the order that was still highlighted on this other screen. Perfect. That's Amelia's order. I'm just double checking all the custom stuff is still correct. I'm out of the stationery tape, so I've moved on to the tulip garland. I almost said wreath. There's tulip wreath and tulip garland, okay? Because this is the wreath. this is the wreath. And then it went in a straight line like this, or the washi, it's garland. And my brain can't keep it straight. Now, yesterday I was realizing all this stuff was wrong on the tech side of things. And then there was something else, because we ran out of the shiny thread that we use for the black zips. And I had ordered it last week, but it was Friday, so I was like, well, I'm probably not going to get it till Monday or Tuesday. It's local in Calgary, so I knew I'd get it within a day. And then yesterday I was like, oh, let me just check the tracking, see where it's at. Like, is it out for delivery today or tomorrow? And when I took a look, it said it was available for pickup at the mall, which is 30 minutes away. I was like, what? If I had to drive 30 minutes to get it, I would have just gone and picked it up, like for local pickup at the embroidery place. That's what I would have done. Because it's shiny thread, I don't have to go through Madeira, so it's just Embroidery Systems Canada that I'm ordering from, which is where I got my machines from, and it's where I buy my embroidery hoops, stuff like that. Anyway, I could have just done local pickup then if I was gonna have to drive all the way there to get it. And the worst part is when I realized that, I had been out running errands and I went home and then I was checking the tracking and I'm like, oh, I have to go out again in the same direction. I was like a third of the way there already and I had to drive back out. Although it was fine. I like just chilling in the car, driving around. And also the mall, like I had to go up an escalator because it was at a Best Buy mobile shop in the mall. Like, first of all, why is it at Best Buy, not at Pure Later? Second of all, why a Best Buy in a mall? Like, Pure Later's usually so good about delivering right to my door, so I don't know why they did that. And why would they pick that Best Buy location when there are multiple Best Buys closer to me? Just confusing all around. But you know what came out of that? I go up the escalator at the mall, and what do I see? A sign. Labubu's in stock. Now, I've seen that sign at the mall before, but when I went in, they didn't have any macaron. They only had Big Into Energy. This time, they had both. And so, as fate had it, they were there. But this place is price gouging. I was gonna maybe get two, and then they're like, by the way, it's this much money. And I was like, oh, well, just get one. Thank you very much. By the way, this order's for Emily. I think I cursed myself by saying which ones I did not want. I mean, to be fair, I did say I'd be happy with any of the colors for the macaron, but that I like the blue and gray the least. And I've just had a feeling for like 2 months straight that if I buy one, I'm gonna get the blue one. And sure enough, I got the blue one. My intuition was telling me, but it's actually so cute. They're way cuter and softer in person. Like, I thought this texture looked a little rough. Yes, he has a camel toe. Please don't make fun of him. Yeah. There he is. There he is. I feel like he's a very perfect looking one. Like, his legs are maybe slightly crooked, but he's so cute. And he has like the teeniest bit of fluff poking out, but I can either poke that back in or just cut it out, like the white stuffing. Yee. But, yep, I've officially joined the cult. The colors I wanted the most were pink as my number 1 and green is my number 2. Obviously, I love pink and green. Look around this room! Pink walls in a couple spots, greenery, but I also painted the shelves back here green. And the whole packing station is green. But you know what would be cute? Hang the Labubus in these frames. Like, put a string there, hang them. Anyway, back to Emily's order. Fall Florals Clear Washi. Stationery pink pencil pouch. Stationery brown notepad. Why am I looking over there? Ah. My notepads were up there once upon a time, but not for a long time. Stationery, colorful sticky note. I think this is one of my favorite products in the store right now. It just looks so good. The colors printed so nicely and just colorful and And it kind of reminds me of the video game design, which is one of my favorites I've ever done. Ah! Similar vibe and colors, but green instead of blue. Okay. Stationery planner pad. Oh yeah.
I'm like 99% sure I know this answer. Pigment pink gets the purple heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with regular pink.
Same with regular pink, yeah. I know regular pink does. I was just confirming pigment pink follows those rules.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm not going outside midnight.
Just like Minna said.
Straight through the door.
She heard Christian come out and she's like, oh, let's go outside. Why baby why notepad. Dainty Flowers notepad. Tulip garland, or yes, garland. Lunamoth weekly planner. Stationery colorful notepad. Lunamoth pin. Woohoo! That's a big order. And I know a lot of Americans are sad they can't partake in the sale, but the only reason I'm having the sale is because I can't get any American orders. Like, if things were up and running as usual, I wouldn't be doing the sale. I just don't really do sales. I feel like I try my best to keep my pricing very fair, and since I do get a lot of orders, I can buy stuff in bulk and pass the savings on to you. So I feel like my prices are very competitive compared to a lot of other small businesses I watch. So it's like you get a sale year round, really. This is just desperate times call for desperate measures kind of thing. Oh, also, there's so much confusion about whether or not paper products are supposed to be tariff-free or not. Like they were before. Things like notepads, books should be tariff-free to the US. Of course, if it fell under the $800 de minimis, it would be anyway. But now, with the new tariffs, does that still apply? Because I'm seeing people online saying yes, it applies. And for some of my paper products, when I look them up in the Zonos dashboard, it does show that there are no tariffs, but I don't know if I believe that. I'm scared as soon as the packages cross the border, I'm going to get billed for them. So, what I'm going to do is send a package to my sister, and it's going to contain a variety of paper products. So like sketchbook, notepad, sticky notepad, art print. The stickers are vinyl, unfortunately. I can send bookmark. I'll send her a little mixed bag of stuff and see what happens. I just don't know if I'm actually going to see a proper breakdown of the tariffs per item per order. Because I've had one American order cross the border since this whole new thing took effect, and my Zonos dashboard is not showing me a cost breakdown. It's possible I just have to wait for my next invoice to be generated, but under orders, there's nothing there. But then under shipments, it does show my one shipment, but doesn't give any kind of details about it other than the tracking number. So I'm kind of hoping that will update. But yeah, that order was sent out because someone who placed their order pre-tariff, their order got returned to sender, and I had to send it out again. That's why I've sent one US package, and I had to buy the label through Canada Post website, and it took 20 minutes because I had to enter everything manually, and it was super slow. I had to sit there and wait multiple minutes for stuff to load on the page. It was horrendous. That's why US shipping is still off, because although Canada Post's Zonos solution is up and running, it isn't working through ShipStation yet, which is what I need to streamline order packing. Oh, I forgot about these notepads. The irony, though, is that it's not streamlined even right now. Everything's still messed up for some reason. Everything I was ranting about earlier is still messed up. Despite the issues, everything's going okay. Like, I got a whole bunch of orders with the sale, at least 60 so far, so thank you so much. You're saving my behind. And despite the hiccups, it's so worth it to have this sale going on right now. It's a big relief, especially since I don't know how my sales are going to be affected once US shipping is back on, because my prices will be up for Americans. Will people be less willing to buy? I don't know. Oh yeah, I gotta keep an eye on if I need to refund this person. No, they qualified for free shipping, so no shipping refund required. Luckily, most of the orders did qualify for free shipping, so I'm not gonna have to calculate all the refunds. Just stuffing some crink in there just because. Just for the vibes. This is gonna be a bit tight. Just squish the air out. Just gonna add a little cross brace just because she's very full. Oof, this is over 2 kilos too. This one's gonna be pricey. Let's see what it is. Oh yeah, you know what else ShipStation's doing? It erased all my defaults for my packages. For an order like this, it makes sense because the name of my shipping method changed, because it doesn't It was not the flat rate shipping anymore, it's the free shipping, so it detects a new name. Yet for some reason this is also affecting my Canadian orders, which haven't changed at all. Anyway, Express Post International to Australia. Loading, $56.23. And that's with the hefty discount I get. I think a free shipping deal is so worth it because sure, it eats into your profit margin a little bit, but you might not have gotten that sale at all otherwise. I feel like since I introduced free shipping for US and Canada, my sales really got a boost. Like, number of orders I was getting was a lot higher. And average order value also higher because people are trying to get to the free shipping threshold. And now international gets the same. It's no longer the flat rate $25. It's free, although the threshold is $160 Canadian instead of $130. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna sit here, pack more orders. I've been talking non-stop. This vlog's probably already 30 minutes long just for me talking. Okay, it's now just past 4 o'clock and I've done all the orders I can do. I also went back to some orders that were placed before the sale to see if people were charged correctly, and there were a few people I had to send the shipping refund for, so that's taken care of. There are a few more people I have yet to refund, but I'm not doing that until I've packed their order so I know what it's actually costing versus what they paid. But yeah, we're working through these issues. We're still getting the orders out. And I did get a response from my Canada Post rep just to clarify the issue, and he's looking into it. So hopefully something's figured out. Now, let's go upstairs and look at some items I thrifted yesterday. Do I need to be buying more knickknacks? No, because I've got knickknacks in tubs that I've yet to put somewhere, but that's because this house is not really furnished yet. I need more decorative furniture to put stuff on, and I have a vision for the dining room. I have a vision. In fact, there's a storage unit that I have in my cart that I want to buy to go in there. First of all, the light bulbs I had in here earlier, they were a nice white, but like a soft, slightly yellow white, 4,000 Kelvin. But they were the flickering kind where you wave your hand and instead of your hand looking blurry, it looks choppy, like a strobe light effect. And honestly, it gives me a headache. So I bought different bulbs, just regular incandescent, which I do like. It looks pretty, but I don't know if that's quite what I want. And these are dimmer than the bulbs I had in before. So I've ordered more bulbs again. These claim to be anti-flicker, easy on the eyes, so we'll give it a try. And if I like them, I'll buy more because I'll replace the bulbs in all the matching light fixtures. And yeah, I still gotta reach out to an electrician to get those ones mounted. Anyway, the vision. This glass display case, not part of the vision. It either has to move somewhere else or we just get rid of it. List it on Facebook Marketplace or something. So the thought is, we have a storage console kind of thing, kind of like a buffet table, they call it in the dining room, except the one I'm using doesn't have glass doors, the one I'm planning on getting. But it would go there. Then we could have something in the corner that's tall, like lamp, plant, whatever, possibly on a stand or a stool so that we get some height. And then over here I was thinking a corner console, so short, triangular, fits in the corner. Again, it can put some decor on there. A tall one could also look good. Tall corner unit. I'm undecided. It depends what goes on it. Because again, we need some height. I do want to put some sort of large painting over here possibly. This might also be an accent wall. I'm unsure exactly what I'm doing with the walls. All I know is I want to lighten the walls, cover the gray. And I want a light beigey, buttery yellow kind of color everywhere. But then maybe a darker, like one wall has a darker yellow. I don't know. But also this big wall by the door would make a good accent wall. So I don't know. And then maybe some board and batten kind of thing at the bottom. That would be a big job, but I really want to do it. But then do I extend it out here and on the pillars? I feel like I would have to. That's a big undertaking. But it could be a fun project. But yeah, if I go with the shorter console in the corner, I could maybe have some shelves up high, like floating shelves that have knickknacks on them. And I really feel like this space needs a circular table, ideally one that can have a leaf inserted to make it oval to seat more people. but I just feel like that's what fits the space. We used to have the table turned the other way, but now that we put in the chandelier, it's turned this way so that the table's centered under the chandelier, which is why I'm putting the side table thing over there. This is not centered with the window though. Like, what the heck? Why didn't they just put that in the middle? Oh! I mean, I could get an electrician to move it, but I don't care that badly. But I kind of do want a circular table. But this table's so like sturdy, high quality, solid wood. We got it from a proper furniture store. It would be a shame to get rid of it, so I'll probably just make do for now. And over here, I wouldn't mind having one of those narrow tables that are meant to be leaned up against a wall. Again, just have some decor, do something with it. Like, I can't make this a big feature wall and make that a big feature wall. I gotta pick one or the other. And I'm thinking that's the feature wall. And for the vibes, I'm picturing slightly more antique feel. Hence the thrifted stuff. So some of the stuff I got, I plan to incorporate into that room. Some of it is not for that room. Item number 1, a jewelry box. I think I have a problem with jewelry boxes. I keep buying them. This one though, I love the shape of it. I love the shade of the wood. It's in decent shape. It's a little scratched up, but it looks pretty good. I like the hardware. So cute. And inside it looks like this. It's in pretty good shape. It's not very dirty. It's a little scuffed up here and there, but it looks really good. Her Majesty, the Queen. There's a better view of it with less glare. Yeah, and then the drawer. Wow. Now, I probably would have this displayed with the lid closed, but I could store things in there if I really want to. Well, let's be real, I'd have all the little knickknacks on display, but I feel like this would look good sitting on top of the side console thing in the dining room. Now, this is not for the dining room, but I couldn't pass it up. They're IKEA shelves. Still have the IKEA sticker on it. Just like wall mount shelves, and only $8. Okay, here's some of the other stuff. We have this corner knickknack thing, which depending where it goes, I might try to like stain it darker or paint a faux wood, like make it still look like wood, but paint it to be more of like a walnut color. I don't know, again, depends where it goes. And then we have a couple baskets, very cute. This one's in great shape and I could fill it with little flowers and things because I want a little bit of an antique feel, also a bit of a farmhouse decor, but not modern farmhouse, like old farmhouse. And then here's another one. That's why a tall corner console, like a china cabinet, would be nice. Stick these on top and then put flowers and stuff. Now these were just too gorgeous to pass up. Are they ashtrays? Yes, they are. But, they're cute just as is, or I could put something in it. Get off me. These were not sold as a pair, which is a crime. They made me buy them separately. Whereas these shot glasses, this was a set, all four for $4. And I just love the, not etched, what is this? Like a carved glass? I don't know what you would call it, but I love that look. I just love detailed glass in general. So I got those. It took me forever to find this one that had the tag on it because first I found one and then I quickly found the other two lumped together and it took me 10 minutes to find this one. It was in a different section with the mugs, but I got it. I was like, oh, don't tell me someone bought the one with the sticker and then I only have 3. But we got it. And then there is this photo album. This is for those pictures I showed in a recent vlog, how I had some from like a Mexico trip, some of the dogs. I'll just fit what I can in here. Looks like it's in really good shape. And it's got the plastic cover. So if I really wanted to, I could put different paper in here to make the cover look different. It looks like it was from Michael's Recollections. And that's everything. What do you think, Kiki? Now it would be nice to source some of the bigger furniture from antique stores and Facebook Marketplace, that kind of thing. Problem with Facebook Marketplace, I only have a tiny Volkswagen Golf, so I would have to rent a truck just to pick something up. Antique stores, you're gonna be paying a lot more, but most of them do deliver. But there's one thing I want that I saw online that I might get right now. Let me look at it again. I had to give it a couple days, not impulse buy. This is it. They have a version of it that is actually meant for a dining room, but I don't like it as much as this. And I'm going for green and yellow in the dining room, so this would match perfectly. And it would add that pop of color with the green. I might swap out the hardware though, because it's kind of like a bronzy color. I'd prefer gold or like a brass kind of thing. And then for this little chunk, I want something tall in the corner, like possibly a china cabinet slash bookcase again, a corner unit with a chair on the other side and a plant in the middle. Or not that. There are other options. There could be a small table by the chair, because we could make tall stuff here, like a corner hanging basket with a plant in it. And like I have other stuff I can put on the wall, such as this. This was sitting on the floor up there in that exact spot for so long. Cute. We're gonna go in the dining room, I don't know. And then I have this thing, which you can put little knickknacks on. I love me some knickknack displays. And the wall there would also be painted. I'm gonna try to bring out the light paint color as far as I can to cover as much gray as I can. Problem is the ceilings start to get really high. Like the staircase, I can't reach up there. Living room, I can't reach. I would need a professional to come in and do it, which I don't know if I want to bother with. Not anytime soon anyway. Maybe in the future, but not now. My to-do list for this week has been completely destroyed due to my Friday decision to have the sale, because obviously I'm busy with packing orders, but also dealing with the tech stuff with that. So, oops. That's okay. I should still be able to get my shop prep stuff done within a week of today. And hopefully ShipStation, Zonos, Canada Post can get their act together to get that sorted so that I can start buying the DDP labels in ShipStation. Because once that's in effect, I can turn US shipping back on and launch these products. Because I'm waiting for US shipping to be back before I launch like the prints, t-shirts, everything that's part of this next drop. I'm waiting for the American, so don't worry, I'm not gonna leave you out. Even if it comes to, no, I was gonna say manually doing all the orders on the Canada Post website. No, we'll just delay the shop update a bit until I've got that ShipStation thing working, and then so hopefully I get it sorted soon. And the sale I have running is in effect until the 14th. So take advantage if you're in Canada or international. And for international, I'll refund the price difference on the shipping. The sale, by the way, is 15% off apparel and 30% off everything else. Apparel doesn't have as high of a profit margin in terms of percentage, so that's why it's not as much of a discount on the apparel. But yeah, it's the only site-wide sale I've ever done. And even the digital downloads are on sale 30% off. I wanted them excluded at first, but they're part of the stationery collection on the website. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine. They can be part of the discount too. Because those digital downloads are something Americans can buy if you want them that badly. Now, I feel like this vlog is long enough, which is impressive. It's almost supper time now, so I don't have much else to film for you. But I was talking so much that it filled the vlog, so there you go. Hope you didn't mind a chatty vlog. We'll do more stuff, like actively doing stuff in the next vlog. But I guess that's it for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I hate to say it, but the smoke is adding a certain level of coziness. And visually, everything just looks a little